Welcome everyone to the Wheels Museum. It's a little bit of a rainy day today, so we hope that you're watching us and we hope that you'll come and see the museum. We're so thrilled today to have Henryk Sloma with us. I didn't know him at all, and now we're very best friends. So it's been, how long have we known each other?
It's about 2 years since I volunteered here.
2 years. So he came in one day and he said, I think I like it here. He started working, and now he's in charge of the acquisition committee, and he's on the Wheels board, and he is the secretary of the Wheels board, and a very wonderful friend. And many, many people come to Wheels Museum and say the best thing was Henryk Sloma.
Well, but then I asked him to go ahead and write that on their thing.
To put that in writing.
In
And many
writing.
have done that. We've received many, many complimentary notes about you, and we're so thrilled that you're here. And
Well,
you run
thank
the
you.
train, and through thick and thin, you're here and setting up exhibits and getting us new volunteers. So tell us a little bit, if you would, about your stint here so far.
So it was about 2 years ago. I had heard about the Wheels Museum. For myself, so friends of mine thought I would be interested because every Christmas I put up a Christmas village that is taking over my house. I mean,
That's right.
it started in California, and it just every year it just gets bigger and bigger. I keep adding tables to it. So at this point now, I have the Christmas village takes over the sunroom and it's spilling over into the living room. I have 3 trolley lines running, which people mistake that for trains, but it's really trolley lines. And the trolley lines are basically to take the rich people down to the commercial area, and then from city center over to the biopark, and then from the biopark over to the ski resort. So when they saw that and they visited the Wheels Museum, they thought that there was a connection there. And I hadn't thought much of it until the one time I did come over. And I thought it was really, really interesting.
Thank you.
And that was the first time I met you.
That's right.
And then you said, hey, why don't you volunteer? And I was like, well, why not?
Great. Exactly.
And ever since then, I just tried to make myself useful.
And you're so incredibly useful. And what he's talking about is an HO scale train layout, right, that you have at home.
The trolleys, yes.
The trolleys, yeah. So
Right.
you have at home. And that's something I had not mentioned, that during Christmas time and other events, Henryk sets up enormous, magnificent displays that we have of hundreds and thousands of pieces of model trains in HO. And he has just built, which I find remarkable, 2 bridges, 2 trestle
The trestles
bridges.
for the G scale that runs around their ceiling.
Exactly. We've got a new G scale running around the ceiling, and he's made the trestle bridges for it. So if you come over, you'll see that train running, and you'll hear it running, and the smoke will be coming out, and they'll be going under the trestle bridges.
And we're going to continue improving on that.
Yeah, that's right. That's a new exhibit, so we're going to do more. So we're going to want more
Right.
volunteers too, and people who are interested in helping us to come and work on these layouts.
It's a lovely place to volunteer. One of the ideal things is that since we're only open from 9 to 12, you have the rest of the afternoon to run errands, etc. And so we are definitely trying to get people to volunteer here. The problem is that most people work, so the only ones that we can get are the retirees. It would be nice to get young volunteers, ones with still some strength in their legs, who climb up ladders and crawl underneath things.
Yeah.
But
We do mentor young students. In fact, we have a Boy Scout
That's
coming,
true.
an Eagle Scout coming today. We do mentor some young students. So if you have a student who wants to learn, and we did have Hobby Day last week, which you participated
yes,
in,
yeah.
trying to get young people interested. And we are working with Bernalillo County now to get summer interns. So, but it
that
is
was
difficult.
in
What you say is true. Mostly older people.
Yeah,
And we are
yeah.
open on Saturdays also, and we are open Sundays, May through October. So, but as he says, generally Monday through Thursday mornings we're always open to. Yeah.
But yeah.
Tell us about the acquisition committee.
Okay, so the ADC, the Acquisition and Display Committee, was created predominantly to get you out of the picture. No, not out of the picture, but to, it seemed like as busy as you are, people come in here and they want to donate stuff. And I know that probably what happens is that you're on the phone, yeah, sure, okay. And then later on we're going, and where are we supposed to put it? And so we're trying to make that a lot more formal now, to have the acquisition display committee, which is comprised of volunteers. Specifically within the volunteer group, we have team leaders, people who are assigned different parts of the museum, like the HO, O-scale, the front room, the gift shop. And so we meet once a week, and basically I'll come up with the idea that, all right, we've had these 3 requests. What do you guys think? Does it fit in with what we do? And if it does, do we have room for it? And if we do have room for it, where's the best way to display it,
Yes.
etc. And so that's what so right now, I think we're going through a number of ADC projects.
Yes.
One of which is the gyrocopter, which we have on the floor, and we're thinking it would be better displayed higher up, and where to put it. So
When we moved here, we didn't have much.
no, and
yeah,
that's why you would.
So I have the reputation of being the girl who always says
Yes,
yes.
yes.
I'm the girl who never says no. But as the years have gone by, we have gotten so much. Our attic is full. We have an oil pit. We have things in our oil pit, I think. Yeah, and I do have
Yes.
the policy and the idea that every square inch should be covered. Not everybody agrees with me on that, but I think you never know who the customer is, and you never know what they want to see. So I like to have a lot of things, and I come from a business background where we had every square inch covered. So poor Henryk
Yeah.
has to,
Yeah.
deal with it. Tell them about the stagecoaches if you want to.
Also, this our latest acquisition, if you will, is someone gave us a number of model stagecoaches, and when I say model, they anywhere from about maybe 6 inches out to 24-inch
Yeah.
Franklin Mint, and so now we need to go ahead and display them. Fortunately, you had just provided us with an idea. We have some room in some cabinets, so there's an example of
We're doing, yeah.
what we're doing.
But people want to give us automobiles and train cars and
Yes.
airplanes, and we don't have room for them all. Now, the mayor has said we can have the machine shop, and that's, we need about $100 million for it. But we're working on it. So it's 166,000 square feet on the ground in that building, 800,000 square feet total.
We can go back to you saying, sure, we'll take it.
I said, sure, we'll take,
Right.
oh, well, not
No,
only-
I mean in terms of donations.
Oh,
You
yeah,
had-
that's
sure,
right.
Yeah,
That's right,
yeah,
you have
we got
6
room, sure.
automobiles or 20 automobiles,
Right.
that's right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we can bring national conventions. We have done federally funded studies that show we can bring 1 million people a year to the machine shop if we can get that to happen.
turn
So-
it into, at the very least, a regional museum.
Yes, yes.
Right now, we're just a local interest,
Yeah.
competing with the Natural History Museum, Museum of Nuclear Science. But you get us in there, and we could definitely do something.
Something major, yeah,
Something
for New
major.
Mexico, yeah, and the Southwest. And we do get visitors from all over the world, so we would try
That's
to
true.
expand that greatly with national conventions. Smithsonian has shown us interest, many other museums are interested in coming in. We have steam locomotives to put in there, trucks, other train cars, airplanes, automobiles, so,
And we're currently working on, I guess, one
Yes.
of the smaller buildings, what
Yes.
we call a Babbitt shop. And a Babbitt basically, I think the definition of a Babbitt shop is a pattern shop. They use that shop to create patterns for locomotives repair. And so we're looking at possibly renovating those and having the model train clubs use that as a permanent display for HO and O scale
right,
trains.
Right,
They would
right.
have the room to do that.
yeah. We hate to limit ourselves when the possibilities are huge and people love to come and see new things. We don't want to quell that, we want to stimulate it. Well, we are like a family in here, we do
Yes.
have fun times all
Yes,
the
we
time.
do.
We have a volunteer room where we have coffee, and one of our volunteers just brought bagels this morning, and we're all like a family and
That is
helping
true.
each other, sickness and in health, and yeah, until death do us part, so that's true. Very
Yeah,
true.
but yeah, I do like the family atmosphere that we have
Absolutely,
here for the
absolutely, and
volunteers.
the visitors
It's
love
very
it.
important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice interacting with people who come in, and
Oh, yeah.
we have a number of groups that developmentally challenged, is that a okay problem? And they like coming here
Yes.
because we just love having them. Whereas they go to other museums and they kind of sometimes often get the cold shoulder. Don't touch that, leave that alone, stay within the guidelines. They may or may not understand or follow, and so we always have them coming in here,
Yes,
and
yeah.
we love having them.
And we had about 40 children from Dolores Gonzalez School a couple of days ago, and I asked them what was the best thing in the museum, and the kids were raising their hand. Everything. They said everything. So.
Oh boy,
You know,
we ran our ride-on train.
Oh.
It must have been 30 times.
I know.
Thankfully for your staff, Paulette, because right now, a little bit difficult for me to climb into the locomotive to run it. Back surgery just in January. So she ran it. She
Yeah.
must have ran it 30 times
Yeah,
around, 3
yeah.
times for every group that
Yeah, and one
wanted
little girl still was crying because she wanted to do more, and she wanted to sit in the engine and drive the train.
and drive the train.
So many of the children who come in, I ask them, would you like to be working here? And they always say yes.
Well,
They would love to.
but then we do have child labor practices.
Well,
that
yeah,
would
when they grow up a little
prevent
bit.
us, I
Yeah.
know,
When they
from
grow up a little bit.
actually.
We'd love to have you join us. We have many things going on, many events are coming up, and
Quite a
today we
lot.
have a birthday party, actually. We'll be here
Which I
today.
did not know about.
Yes, there's a birthday
Is
party
that on
today
your-
for about 25 people, and we have birthday parties for all ages in here, and all kinds of events, music events.
You had that 90-year-old birthday party who
The
was,
90-year-old.
I believe he worked on the railroads.
I think
and-
that's right, yes, and
and
some of the
then,
relatives, yes,
And the relatives thought it would be
Mhm.
great to have a birthday party here at the Wheels.
right,
And just before that was for the young kid.
yeah, yeah. So it's constant, very right.
We want kids to touch this. Here, why don't you run the N train? Why don't you run the HO train?
That's right.
Some of the things that might be either that are expensive and then we'll put them behind glass, but otherwise, yeah, we encourage children and people in general to touch and comment.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we get the kids, we have that Formula One racer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have a photo op in it? Let the kids sit in there.
Yeah.
We have the fire engine. I went out, I got 2 fire helmets and a siren, and the kids love sitting in there, making believe they're driving the truck, and the parents are turning the siren and turning it on. So we have a lot of photo ops for children
Yes,
and the
yeah.
parents to participate in.
They love that trailer made out of the Route 66 billboards.
The Barfmobile. I mean, I cannot go inside that trailer because once it starts to rock, it's like, okay, I'm
Yes,
out.
Kids love it. It was built by.
But they will rock it for minutes
Yeah,
on end.
Yeah, built by 4 famous artists, and that
Did
was in
not
the-
know that.
Yeah, it was in the Cincinnati Museum of Contemporary Art. It's a real RV that kids can go into, and it is covered with Route 66 billboards,
Mhm.
and the kids can shake around, and they love
They,
things like
yes,
that. Yeah.
right, right,
They
right.
love it. I tell them, don't run. It's very hard for them not to run in here. Our biggest problem is children cry when they leave. They just don't want to leave here. And several people have said to us, even recently, that we've saved their lives. Under difficult circumstances, they come in with their children, they're very happy. in here.
Personal problems
Personal
and
problems that they've
kids
had.
are just happy to be here.
Yeah, to be here and relax, yeah, so we're thrilled about that, yeah. Yeah, we're building a wooden airplane in back, and that's a problem Henryk's gonna have to face with
There's another
others.
display part of the thing. So now that they've got this, when we say wooden airplane, it's basically the structure with a lot of the balsa wood, but it's a large one. I think it was originally made to be flown.
Yes, yes,
But now that they finished putting it together, now we have to go ahead and mount it up into the ceiling. It's a good thing that this museum has got strong bones. The concrete is so old that it is rock hard.
yeah, and high ceilings.
And
We
high
put a lot of
ceilings.
things up there. We have another airplane that's up there that was flown by a lawyer for years and years and years, the Volkswagen engine, and finally he came to me one day and said, I'm scared, I don't wanna fly it anymore, do you want
Well,
it?
I think the FAA also put
They
in
really
new
might have said, don't do.
regulations, and he goes, yeah,
Our
I'm done.
Volkswagen engine.
Yeah.
We went to Stancia or someplace to get it, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
outside of,
Stancia someplace, yeah. Brought that
And,
down, that was very difficult to lift also.
yes it was.
Very difficult to lift and hang.
Yes, it was.
and
Yes,
hang.
it was.
Yeah, we have to,
Yes, it was, but we managed.
yeah, they managed, so. Anybody out there with a strong back and a nice
Yes, we
and a nice
definitely
lift,
looking
we're
for
looking
volunteers with strong backs.
That's right, that's
You
right.
can't believe the number of volunteers that are here that, yeah, his back hurts, or yeah, I had back surgery, or, oh my God.
I know, that's right. One of our volunteers just had major heart surgery, but he's coming back today, so
Yes.
So we're very,
yeah,
very
that was-
fortunate that,
Yes,
yeah,
I was very happy
we
to
stick
hear that.
together and make a lot of good things happen. So we're very thrilled to be able to offer events to the public, and I'd like to tell you about some of the things coming up. On April 13th, we're going to have a magnificent presentation about the Bataan Death March. This will be at 11 o'clock here at Wheels Museum. There's no charge for it. We do accept donations. We certainly would love to have anyone who is associated with that horrific event or interested in it to come and be here with us to, I hate to use the word celebrate, but celebrate that it's over, I guess, and to understand what people went through.
As a memorial, right?
As a memorial, yeah. On April 27th, we're very excited because we are collaborating with the Balloon Museum, and they're doing an event here. We're going to have a balloon pilot. So that's a subject that some of us don't know too much about, how to fly a balloon, and so that's going to be very fun and interesting to hear about that. May 11th is National Train Day. Also on May 11th from 11 to 12, Color Wheel Toys is coming in, and they're doing an interactive event for children. So if you have a child who would like to do a little science project, a little pleasant project, they'll have the tables set up and children can come in. There's no charge for that. And the children and the adults can see the museum. So it's a kind of a 2-for-1 really special day that day. On May 18th, Roland Pentilla, who was a city engineer and very capable and wonderful speaker, is going to talk about the atomic bomb in Albuquerque. So a lot of people don't know that that happened, and we're gonna tell you about that.
You mean as far as how Albuquerque was involved in the creation, right? We don't really still have an atomic bomb here in Albuquerque.
We don't have one, but one
good.
one did come here. One did come here.
The history of it all.
And that's at 2 p.m. On May 25th, there's going to be a very interesting event. It's a Chinese American Association at 2 o'clock. No, at 10 o'clock, I beg your pardon. 10 o'clock on May 25th. Fred Friedman, who was the head of state transportation, is going to speak about the Chinese importance and influence on the railroad. So again, there's no charge for that. We take donations. And as a special surprise on that day, we're having Chinese folk dancers come. So I hope you'll come. For all of the events, we need to have your RSVP, please, because we can have a limited number of people, so we don't want to have to turn anybody away. We certainly want everybody who would like to hear these things and participate, come and do it. On June 1st at 11 o'clock, Doug Figgs is coming to play Western music. He's been here several times, always very successful. And I always tell him, if you come, there's one stipulation: you have to bring Badger. Badger is a Chihuahua, is a dachshund dog, and everybody loves Badger and loves to hold Badger, and he participates, and so that's a lot of fun. On June 15th, Ronn Perea is going to talk at 11 in the morning about historic Route 66, and that will be a great event because
he's written 2 books about
exactly
on Route 66 and early Albuquerque, so he definitely knows not only the history, but he has a number of anecdotes.
I was going to say, he started the comedy club, and he has a lot of anecdotes, kind of like you, and so he tells many interesting stories. We know we're on Route 66, but not everybody understands the meaning of Route 66, and we do have displays about Route 66 in here. On July 20th at noon, Steve Cormier is going to be presenting music. He's a very famous cowboy singer. That event will be $10, so let us know if you'd like to come. And on August 10th, we're going to have the Archuleta family. They have written quite a few books about New Mexico historic markers and women's women involved and men involved. So it's going to be a very important and wonderful event on that day. And then on August 18th, we have a nationally famous singer, Joel Alden White, coming, and he plays country and western music, and that will be $10. And when he called me from Texas to do it, I was so excited, but I told him we have a stipulation: you gotta bring your dog. So he's bringing the golden retriever Lucy to that event too. So if you want to pet Lucy, you can pet Lucy and hear wonderful, world-class, really, country western music, cowboy music.
It sounds like we have a lot of country western, but we also entertain, like say the headphone dance party, which is more rock and roll.
Absolutely. And if you're a musician and you want to play a different kind of music in here, of course, give me a call, 505-243-6269. Or if you're an author, you want to talk about a book that you've written, or you have some kind of a presentation that relates to transportation, history, New Mexico, give us a call. We'd love to have you.
Well, it's about people.
French and people, that's right.
It's
and
about
getting
people
together and making a good, happy community.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. So please join us. Come down and see us. We're open on Saturdays like today till 2 o'clock, 10 till 2. sometimes 9 till 2.
Yep.
Henryk, it has been fabulous to have you here. We love you. We're going to lunch afterwards, which we often do.
Yes,
And,
we do.
Other
That's
people
right.
come with us, and we get together and have meals together.
And then we
fun.
have the ability to talk about something other than wheels.
And we support each other
But yes,
here and away
yes.
from here. And
I
we
think
make-
that you're doing a phenomenal
Oh,
job
thank you.
here trying to
Thank you.
keep this place running,
Thank you,
et cetera.
thank you.
So
And you're
anything-
doing it. We're a team. We're a wonderful team, and we work together to help.
And kudos
Albuquerque.
to your husband too.
And my husband will be going to lunch too, in
Yes.
case anybody wants. Yeah, okay. So, thank you so much for everything.
And thank you to the podcast people for having us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much.